No excuses on the boat. Meters are big size, no 43s. And I done seen mobiles cut off a base station. I done seen a beam surprise a whole nation. And I done seen a steel tube get mopped up.
Let a few people slide up in here. See YouTube, rolled up in here. Haven't seen Facebook yet. Y'all say hello. If you're new to YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button.
Stop crying and start buying or get gone. And it's a shame when a big bass operator start crying by the mobile superhater.
Well, if you guys are just getting in here, I have multiple platforms running. I actually have Facebook running at the same time. The title is probably not correct. I'll go back and correct the title a little bit later on, but obviously this is a different box. So I'm transmitting on YouTube and Facebook at the same time through a program called Prism. Works pretty well. I just have to learn how to write in the description on how to set all that up. What's up, Michael? How are you? Put on my glasses. Mr. Wilson. I think you heard that a lot in your life, huh? Well, there you go. It's commercial break started early with it. Kona beer. Big wave right here. Good stuff. Right here in New Jersey. About $2 a can. So what the dealio is, if you're on YouTube, if you go over to my Facebook, what's going on, Bill? Pee-wee's up in here on Facebook. So I did this box back in 2022, and I reposted that video. I went back in my videos and found this video that when I originally built this box in 2022. So you can, I'll tell you what the performance was now, but you can go back and watch. I didn't show peak back then. I did that for a number of reasons, mostly for people who would just quit crying about peak and tweaking. But the RMS numbers on the same power supply I'm running still today was about 560 watts. So these are the new, they still say 16D08 on them. They're standard 2879's, but so even though the date code on these transistors, and thank God they ain't messed with this yet, but the date code on these things are still 16D08s, all right? But these are built in 2025. So they haven't really changed it too much. What's going on, Chuck? How are you? Hopefully, if you're still traveling, be safe. Look like you're in a beautiful side of the world. It's crazy. I seen that market you were at, and that was absolutely nuts. Hello, Robbie. So this is why I make videos, and I send them when someone gets a unit from me. I'll send them a text message with the video link to it. So, like, for example, this guy had this thing for like 2.5, 3 years. Never had a problem. And then we found the problem. I spent about 2 hours with him on the phone tonight, and we went through his entire system. We found what caused the failure of this box and another one. So not only lost one, he lost two. And it wasn't just one transistor, it was all of them. So when I originally started this thing, I said, you had an open circuit. Once I tested the transistors, because they were all dead, all the way across. Every one were dead. And every one were dead on the collector, meaning those going output. So what does that tell you? You had an open end of your coax, or it wasn't a complete circuit making it to the antenna. What we found was the bigger box that he was driving this with, the relay wasn't making all of the contact on the connection, and he's seen a little bit of black stuff. And I said, oh, that's carbon. I said, it's been arcing. And I said, but you're on the input side. It's arcing on the input of the relay. Not this one, but the bigger box. And he was talking through the box. So at the end of the day, normally you would there's a couple little signs that would tell you that you're having problems with your receive. If it fades in and out, if you have receive for a moment or you click it, your mic a couple times, your receive comes back. It's not necessarily that you have a bad standard wave, a bad connection on your coax going to your beam or your ground plane or even your mobile antenna. First thing you do is you go and you start checking all your coax connectors and make sure everything's tight. And if you still have poor receive, now you need to take the time and investigate your relay. And with that said, let me just pull this relay out because it'd be much easier to explain. I know I should not put this away, but I did anyway. I don't like a lot of stuff laying around. Alright, so here is a big relay, and this is a great example on how things go. Now, if you look at, this could be the input, this could be the output, it don't matter which direction you go, just however you hook it up. But in this case, this side is the input. Well, this reed had carbon all the way around it. And as soon as I saw that, and I said, well, let's look at the other one. And it was clean like it was brand new. So if you were to take, let me see if I can do this. Two hands, maybe. You can wedge these out of here just right. And you can work on it. I'm having a hard time. I did it easy earlier. Oh, I had it and slipped out. Come on. Let's see if we can get this lifted even. Turn. There. So, you see how nice and shiny all the reeds are on here. And this is for the guys, how are you, Angelo? This is for the guys that would maybe have a relay problem or a receive problem. But if you look at this relay really closely, you see like right in the middle there's a little dimple, a little mark. Well, that's normally where it hits. And it's designed, it's actually domed. It's domed a little bit. So as it wears away, it'll still be flat. But if you're arcing on your relay and cause a lot of carbon, that means either you're dumping way too much power and you're hot flashing the dang thing, but the problem wasn't on the bottom of the contact, it was on top. So that told me immediately that there was a problem through the bypass, and that would go from your SOs. That would go from the SO on the input, SO on the output. So that has to travel from there to here, and then up through here, across the bridge, back up over, through all of this, and then out. That's the bypass, okay? And if you have poor receive, it just falls down to tensioning. Now this is, actually, they're all the same. But this is a big version versus what's in this little box here. But if you tension these by pushing down and you make sure it's flat every time, you're good. Now if you want to line it more center, you just push forward. So I'm probably helping a lot of folks out that's having issues with receive, and then you just go back and forth. You just make sure that you see a good contact right there. Now if you try to do a continuity test while it's in the box, you'd never be able to tell, because when you engage this, you're still not reading the bypass, because now you're going down through the circuit. So a continuity test is out for this. If you're thinking, oh, I can do this with a continuity test, you can if it's just by itself on the table and nothing else is hooked up, meaning coax going here to the circuit and a big tank coil going over here to a circuit. Because when it comes down, you would be down here reading it, but when it's up, it should be up here reading it. So you can essentially do a test for continuity when it's resting, and if it's not picking up continuity while it's resting, then you're going to blow up your driver every time. It's not always a bad piece of coax. It's not always on the user's end. But with that said, both these units were a couple years old, and there's no discrepancy of whose fault it was. It's electronics. Things happen. Things could take and flex, move, and bounce just enough just to maybe not make contact. There's not very much pressure going up. When this comes down, there's a lot of pressure. It's electromagnetic, but when it's resting, it's just this little spring taking and making it go up to here. So if these are out of calibration, meaning they're not touching properly on both sides, then there's a huge problem with your receiving. You should be able to catch that. So enough of that. I put all brand new transistors in this unit because every one of them were dead, and it happens. But if you go back and watch the first video I did when I first built this thing, and I just posted it up about 15 minutes ago, so you guys can go back and refer from this video to that video how much these transistors changed, because definitely the tune changed a lot. And you can see a lot of extra parts in this unit if you're looking. Most people are. They got their eyeballs laid in here. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll try to take and do this for you. Well, a little bit too much. Now she's wanting to wig out. There. So, if you're out and you're looking and you're trying to figure it out, yeah, I've got some riders. And this all changes everything because the tune of the transistors totally changed. This is not, absolutely not, the same circuit that I did back in 2022 with the same transistors still marked the same. Now, I'm not trying to freak a lot of people out, but there's a lot of people out there trying to use the standard 2879s, and they're afraid of the 2879Cs, which I can't gather. I can't even get it in my own head. Why are you afraid of these transistors? They work great. They tune almost the same as these. All of your work is with your meters, your peak meter, your RMS meter, and your amp meter. And if you have those 3 meters, you should be able to take and get the tune right on any amplifier that you're building. All right, so enough of my rant about that. Let's light up a few things. I have this thing camera dialed in pretty good now. It's not freaking out. I got the stabilization a lot better on it. So I'll just toss the lid on this thing and we'll go about our test. All right. So we're going to start with this unit turned all the way down. And then I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to go even farther. And I'm going to take and turn down my radio to a mud duck state. All the way down, 12.4. Mud duck state radio. Now, we're going to be running this power supply. Same one I did in the original video back in 2022. Same voltage, same everything. And now, we're going to light this thing up. Let's look at the slugs real quick. I'm going to show you a 25 watt input reflection slug. Then, just in case somebody don't believe me, I'm going to take and put a 5 watter in there. Show you that they're both still accurate. Then 25 watts is going to show my radio drive. Okay? Now, with this said, I did back my radio way down, so we're going to bring this thing from the smallest to the tallest. Trying to make these videos interesting as possible. And we're going to look at these slugs. I'm going to keep them all the same because this has been really consistent throughout every box that I'm doing, so I've been trying to keep the same combination. 2500 watt on the digital, 25,000 watt on the digital, RMS and peak on both modes on that. And then 2500 RMS analog and a 5,000 watt analog and peak. All right, let's light this thing up. Let's get a carrier. There's the little one. All right. So if you're one of those guys say, oh, I set my radio at 2.5 watts. About 2.5 watts, right? Audio, mud dug, audio, mud dug, audio, audio, audio. 7.5 to 8 bird is what I'm getting out of this unit. Now, here is my input reflect. And we're looking at the 25 watt scale. Each line is 1/2 watt. Audio, 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 audio. So somewhere right around a quarter. So let's take a look at the digital 5,000. Audio, 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 audio. I'm still doing 400 watts RMS. Let's look at the peaker tweaker. Tweaker and a peaker. Audio, 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 audio. All right, that's all the way down. I'm doing 1,000 watts. Now let's take a look at the 2500 analog. My radio's mud ducking and my box is back all the way down. Yes, it is, all the way down. 2500 analog. Audio, 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 audio. 300 showing here. Audio, audio. Showing me 4 there. Audio, 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 audio. 300. Audio, 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 audio. That's a 5 kilowatt slug. Audio, audio, audio. First hash mark is 500. Big one. Each one is 100 watts on this slug. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Audio, audio, audio. All right, let's look at just at peak tweaking. Tweaking, 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 tweaking. Audio, 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 audio. Just climbing a little over 9. Now, you have to understand the slugs or references are close as they are going to be. So there's never 2 or 3 alike. A couple. You kiss a lot of frogs to find the right ones. Alright, so that was with the unit backed all the way down. Now I'm just going to go ahead and turn it all the way up. My performance with this unit at this point, all the way down, is running about the same as others' best. Let's just say that. So let's set carrier real quick. Alright, good enough. Alright, again, let's look at the radio drive. I'm still low, but I'm all the way up on the amp. Audio, 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 audio. 8.5. Input reflect. Audio, 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 audio. Alright, still under 1/2 watt. Let's look at the RMS digital. Audio, 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 audio. So I'll hit, I don't know, 500, 550. Audio, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's 600 popping up there. Let's look at the peak and tweaking. Peaking and a tweaking and a tweaking and a peaking. 11, 11, 50. So let's look at the 2500 RMS analog. 50 watts a line. Audio, 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 audio. Show me every bit of a 500 there. And listen to that 5 kilowatt analog. Audio, 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 audio. So they're all jiving. With that said, this unit is at 14.8 volts. Let's look at the amperage. Let's look down here. Audio, 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 audio. 64 amps. Audio, 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 audio. 64 amps at 14.8. So the way I look at it, this box is running just like it used to. But my radio is mud ducking. Now I'm going to turn up my radio. We're going to turn this up and we're going to show you better or way better performance. All right? Here's why I run my radio all the time. You guys see it a million times. Set a carrier. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Now we're wide open on the box with a good performing, really good performing radio. Let's take a look at the radio now. Audio, 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 audio. So that's a good 11 bird. Let's look at the input reflect. Audio, audio, audio. Right at 1/2 watt. Now let's stop there for a second. Let's change this slug and put the 5 in there. So I showed I was right about a 1/2 watt. Another way, it'll slam in the corner. Alright, now let's look at the 5 watt slug. Each line's a 10th. Audio, 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 audio. So it goes to show you I'm hanging right at about 1/2 watt on the input reflect. Very good. What's up, Barry White? So, this is wide open. My radio is running hot, hot, good. Let's look at my voltage and amperage again. Audio, 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 audio. 72 at there. Let's look at source. Audio, 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 audio. 72, 73, 74 at the source. Now, what happened to our RMS? Did it increase any? So I'm increasing drive. Let's take a look. 2500, each line's 50. Analog. Audio, 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 audio. That's showing me a little over 6 on that analog. Let's look at the 5000 analog. Each line's 100. Audio, 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 audio. Showing about the same. Now let's take a look at the digital. Audio, audio, audio. That bad boy is getting it. Let's see the peak. Audio, audio, audio. 11, 1150. The peak really didn't change a whole lot. About 150 watts. Why? I gave it a little bit more drive. It still had enough in the envelope, meaning the back end, for the peak had enough room to increase. So, can we increase the peak a little bit more by changing voltage to this unit? So I'm going to unplug, and we are going to plug in the big power supply. And the voltage, we will be able to tell the difference where I'm at, where I was, and where I'm at. So, under a load. This probably won't dip down very much. Kind of a big power supply. Okay. We just increased our voltage. Now we're setting here. See where we're at. Audio, 15.7. So we're increasing our voltage 1 volt. That's what we're going to increase. We went from 14.7 to 15.7, 14.8. So it's 1 volt and 1/10 of a volt is what our increase is. Let's take a look at our amperage. Let me set this one over here on this cable. There we go. Got 2 amp meters. Look at this one first. Audio. I should turn on a box. I should pull some amperage. Audio. 76 amps there. Let's look over here. Audio. So 77 amps. We really didn't increase a lot of amperage increase, which is good. But where do we, with 1 volt more, where did we really increase it? Did we get a little bit here? We're looking at peak. We're looking at reflect. We should be in 5,000 mode. Yes, we are. And here you go. Audio. 1250. Now, my input reflection, did it go up? I'm looking at a 5-watt slug here. First big hash mark is a 1/2 watt, by the way. Audio. Still, it went down a little. Look at my drive. Audio, radio, or what? Audio, radio. All right, hanging around 10 and a half. Cool. 2500 analog. Audio. Look at the increase. Audio, increase. Well, that's just wicked. So that's 2500. Each line is 50 on that one. 750 is the big hash mark between the 5 and the 10. So 700 right below it. 650 is below that one. Audio. Show me like 650 on that one. Let's look at this 5 kilowatt analog. Each line is 100, and you're looking in the center. Audio. Good enough. Now let's look at our RMS, 5 kilowatt stage. Audio. 750-800. Did the peak increase a whole lot? Not. Audio, 12. 1250. Glass is full, that's it. It's a driver. That's all I can say. It's a driver. Everybody likes to say, oh, I'm a driver. Yeah. Well, talking on your driver sometimes, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be afraid to run your driver through your box as long as everything's happy. If you see your meter's doing weird, funky things, it's probably not matching up very well on the bypass. And the guy that put your box together gave you some goofy idea or reason why it's doing it. It just means his bypass is probably out of whack. Or the driver truly just don't match up with the box very well. Normally you see that craziness with a 1 drive and 2. They're kind of like the schoolyard bully. They don't play nice with others and all that other fun stuff. But at the end of the day, this is the same box I built back in 2022. It's still the same unit. I just put the 2024 pills in here, the transistors. So at the end, that was a big circuit change for what's happening here. So there's a lot of guys out there trying. There's not a lot of info out there. I don't share my tunes with no one. And even if I did, next week, the tune I put in this box could change. And that's just the awful truth of it. It could change. China don't give us the memos. Love Mr. North to death. He does a great job getting us the transistors when we need them. And he gets them over here. And we're trying to use them. I'm the end user. I'm not a distributor of transistors, but I'm the end user. But if you're the end user and you're the guy building something, I'm talking to you directly. Make sure you got your stuff right. Period. If the box is right, then you should be able to see everything we just saw and all the stars align. The peak is just one portion of a performance test on when you build something. Peak is very, very important. But the guy that's trying to sell his product and just drilling the peak and tweaking shit down your throats is absolutely crazy. Why do I say that's crazy? Because they're not showing the RMS. I showed you less RMS power and I still did 1,000 watts peak. And I was doing, I don't know, 380, 400 watts. RMS. The peak was, whoa, it's full. That's it. The only way you're going to change that is in the tune or in the back end. Truth of the matter is you need to tune the box on 12 to 14 volts or so. Make sure it's right, and then apply your voltage and see your increases. And if it's not increasing, then your tune's not right. Yeah, Steve, it is all talking about the watts in the RMS and the peak. They all have to take and have somewhere. If you take your amperage and times it by your voltage, that gives you the true 100% peak number. Now, your peak number does not match that one. And if it exceeds it by like a lot, or exceeds it at all, the mathematical calculation, then you got a jazzed up, super golden screwdriver peak kit that you probably tuned yourself. I could show you crazy stuff. Here, let me see if I can do this. How did I do that earlier? I went down here. Let me do it on this one. And we'll go to that. We're going to turn this on. I'm just going to do this test real quick. All right. So I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to say, here's this. Audio, 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 audio. So I'm showing 6650. I'm showing a 2500 watt slug in there. But if I change this, that's why I always check it. If I change this to, let's say, 1000 watt slug, what's my number going to be? Audio, 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 260. Well, that's way off. Well, what happens if I take this slug out and put this one in with the wrong setting? Follow me, I got a point here. Audio, 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 audio. Now that was 1000, but I'm measuring it with 1000. So let's see what 2500 does to it. Audio, audio, audio. Wow, look at that. I got a 5-pill doing audio. 1, 2, 3, 1400 watts RMS. Let's see what the peak does. Woo, peaker tweaker. Look at that. 2800 watt 5-pill. Man, I'm booking. I'm cooking. I got it. I'm going to kill the world. If y'all don't know how to run your peak meter, or if it ain't true, get it out of there. Here's what a peak meter should look like. Hold on. Here is OEM bird. OEM bird. Now there's only one thing you can do on this one. It has one little screwdriver right there. And what it reads in the PDF is set your carrier, let's say mid-scale on AM, no modulation, set a carrier, let's say 400 watts. Now when you hit that peak button, that's what that knob does. It adjusts it for you can match your 400 watts. That's it. If you're high, it's going to show you more. If you're low, it's going to show you more. So if you're going to show peak on a meter, something like this, and this is a original bird peak kit. If you got one of those times 2 times 5 ones, show your carrier on AM, and then show your carrier on peak before you modulate, and that'll show that your meter should be calibrated properly. Now, I can't really talk for the 5 times 2 times 5 meters because there's multiple knobs you have to turn. I can only talk about the bird, the original bird one. But you don't want to see that again? Watch this. RMS 5-pill. Woo, 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 woo. Look at them watts. Break up, break up, break up. Oh, wow. No, see, that's fake. Here's your peaker tweaker, 2800 watt 5-pill. So, here's what you should have. Audio, 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 audio. Now, where am I at? Selection 5000. And that's a 5000. Take this one back out. I'll just use it for example. Put this one back in. Go back over here and make sure I'm in forward. Go to selection 2500. There we go. Audio, 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 audio. Peak. Oh, peak. Audio, 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 audio. Make sure we're on 2500. We sure were. So, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors and a lot of snake oil out there, guys. I can't show you any more truthful bench of what I have here. I put this bench together and it took a long time, and I had to do a reset because I had to get a bunch of slugs because they grew legs and walked out of my life. But things can be replaced. It just took a long time to do that. It made me mad. What's Mike got to say? I've never been a peak guy. Flew enough watts. Always paid attention to the RMS when you see the amp draw it's eating. You're right, Mike. You're 100% right. But the way of the world of the new guy, as they all came in. What's up, Annie? How are you? The new guys came in, and the newer builders just all got hung up on peak, and they can't stop themselves because they don't know any better, because this is what they learned on the interweb. This is YouTube builders, like I call them. Y'all learned on the YouTube. I didn't have YouTube back then doing this stuff. It was figuring out and using your brain. And Toshibas were way easier than these HGs. So, as we move forward with these parts that we get from China, you have to make the best of what we have. And at the end of it, that's all that really matters, is we have to make the best that we have. And once you can do that, you're in good shape. What's going on with this? Turn that around. Hey, my shirt's reading the right direction. I'm starting to learn this program, but I haven't yet gotten the description. I have to figure out how to get the description. So after I hang this video up and post it, I have to go backwards, go to YouTube, put a description in, go to Facebook, put a description in, and all of that will happen eventually. But with that says, yeah, lucky Dan. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky, Annie. I'm lucky enough to be able to do what I love. And this is what I love. I love working on this stuff. And this one I built back in 2022, and it looks just as good as the day it was born. All because I like to use, as people once ridiculed me over, cheap plastic fan grills. No. It is a cheap plastic fan grill. At least they used to be. Now, mind you, he's never cleaned this. The man takes care of his equipment. I'm proud of him for taking care of his equipment. This is over 2 years. Probably still got some zippy hairs in there. Never know. Put it that way, though. That's how you do it. So if you're to wash those out, pat them down. Normally they stretch a bit. Donnie, you'd have to PM me. It'd be the best thing to do. Just PM me. I don't talk that stuff up here on that stuff. Just PM me if you have any questions about other things other than what I have going on right in front of me. With that said, you might have to trim the filter just a little bit, 1/4 inch or so, just as long as it fits inside the square nicely. It'll do its job. If it gets wore out, you can probably get a different type of material, a filter, and pop it on there. But when I first started buying these, yeah, they were about $1.05. Now they're like $4.50. I don't know. It just, everything just keeps going up in price. And it kind of is what it is. What's going on, Dean? How are you? Aloha. Right here. Big Kona wave. Big wave Kona. Damn, I'm hooked on this beer now. Some good stuff. But I think that pretty much just covers the gist of what I have going on here. Obviously, that was running wide open. We are on, yes, higher voltage, and you can make a 5-pill get up and dance. These little zippy boxes, they get up and they boogie. You guys all seen the Hawaii box, and it ran damn near the same as this. So we'll see when I run out of these transistors of what I have to change next. Where's Waldo? Where's the watts? Because when I started this one this afternoon, I think I broke off 420 right out of the box, and then I had to start making changes. I normally get it a couple clicks, I read my measurements, and I start making changes. Then I watch it increase as I do step-by-step changes. So it's just not, oh, I got a recipe, I'm going to throw this one in. No. I'm walking through this. I'm not running through it. I'm walking through it one at a time. So if you guys are being daring and want to take and brave the transistor builds, and you're going to take, I'm a builder, I'm a tech, and all that other great stuff. I've never called myself a tech. I'm a guy that really understands what's in front of me. And that's all I'm self-proclaimed to do. I can build a nice linear amplifier that I understand, and I don't run out of my wheelhouse. I stay in my lane, as they want to say. So, if you guys are new and you just came in, you're watching me from Facebook, I am transmitting in the platform on YouTube as well. So you can always go to YouTube, smash the subscribe button. I'm not getting paid for it. I don't want to get paid for it. It's just, I'd love to see the stats on the views on this stuff. I'm quite amazed. On the live build I did on the 8 transistor unit that I just sent out of here today, over 10,200 views on Facebook only, not including YouTube. So very impressed by how many shares and how many people watch the videos. The comments, I don't know if they carry over from the live stream or not. They might on Facebook, they may not, I can't remember. For some reason I'm thinking I didn't see comments when they posted up. So if you go back and watch the video later and you have a question or something that you didn't understand, you can always hit me up in the comments or hit me up in a PM and I'll try to explain it to you. But this is pretty straightforward to what's happening here. So with that said, where's old Molly at? Let's see if we can find Molly. Molly, where are you at? Molly, where you at? Come on over here. What are you doing, Molly Moo? How are you? How's my girl? You got your new haircut? You're not laying in a chair right now? You're snuffling. You say hi to everybody? You gonna wave? Molly, you gonna wave? What's up? Do something? Moo. That's my girl. Yes, you look like a little baby girl. Yes, you look like a puppy again. You're an old puppy, aren't you? Aren't you? You an old puppy, Molly? What do you think? You say hi to everybody? Say hello? Hello. Very good. That was a good hello. You can wag your tail. You ain't excited? You got nothing? You say hi to Aunt Annie? Say hi, Aunt Annie, even though I don't think I ever remember meeting you. No? You know, I don't think you met her. No, she didn't come out to see you. She calls you a pretty girl. She said hello. Can I get your eyes? There you go. Get your eyes clean. There you go. You need to drink more water. Look at your nose. It looks like death. All right. Ooh, you farted. You stinky? You gotta go poop? Go potty? Hey, you gotta say goodbye first. Say bye-bye. We'll wave. Say, I gotta go potty. Molly, you wave? Say bye. Say bye-bye. Ready? Say bye. Say, wave. Bye-bye. Bye? Molly. All right, good enough. Love you. Let's go potty. Let's get the kitty? All right. You stinky butt. What'd you eat? You had pig ears, didn't you? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there you go. There you have it. A little 2022 Zippy box remanufactured. Today's times. Telling y'all, you ain't paying attention, you're going to miss the memo. And you don't take and call the guy you bought the transistors for. What's going on, Rudy 33 in Hilo, Hawaii? Don't call the guy you bought the transistors and say, man, these are messed up. They suck. They don't work. Don't do it. You're just going to get cussed out. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I'm going to stick to that. So y'all take care. God bless. Miss you, Zip. For sure. I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.